All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in that time of the week that we call Tuesday night to Wednesday night? Thursday morning?
Yeah, Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
Thursday before 4 p.m.
All right. That's a...
The window shortened drastically.
5 p.m. Tuesday night to 4 p.m. Thursday afternoon.
So roughly 47 hours.
All right. But we like to call this the midweek wrap-up. I'm Thomas Wolf.
And here, have a Snickers.
Why?
Because you're Thomas Wolf when you're hungry.
No.
I'm Kevin Hawk.
And I'm Travis Colt.
That's better.
And just like every other midweek wrap-up, we're going to start with main event.
A waste of a Snickers.
We opened up with Fandango taking on Axl Mania in what was a really short match.
Wasn't long. I enjoyed it.
Fandango...
They got into a scrap during the match.
Really showing his mean streak. They were...
There was that point where they were brawling.
It was a
on the
fight.
floor.
Curtis Axl has taken this Axl Mania thing to a whole new level. He's got the shirt. He's doing the Hulk Hogan entrance and everything. It's great.
Fandango goes to the top after getting the advantage. Axl ends up yanking him off the top.
Yeah, it ends up tossing him off.
But then Fandango hits him with a small package.
Yeah, and gets the win out of nowhere. A roll up out of nowhere.
He got him with a Seth Rollins.
Or a diva.
No, Seth Rollins.
No,
because he got a small package.
That's Miz.
No, that.
Miz has a broken package.
Yeah.
Never mind.
There's a pin called the Broken Package. I want to see that.
Sounds painful. Fandango gets the win over Curtis Axl. Then we had the... I'm going to let you take this one because you've been following this one real close. We had the Twitter war between Adam Rose and Zack Ryder come to a full head here, and we had Adam Rose take on Zack Ryder on main event.
Yeah, honestly, I loved this match, and even stepping away,
it was a good match.
Even stepping away from their Twitter beef that they've been having, which has also been followed closely apparently by JBL.
Yes.
Who
also apparently follows Tom Phillips.
Yeah. A good use of two guys who are completely underutilized.
Yes.
This is basically the only reason why I keep watching main event.
It's for people like this.
Yeah, is for the guys who don't get to see the goddamn light of day on cable television.
Yeah.
Anyhow, they've been going at it on Twitter back and forth like mad people.
Like last week and a half, right?
Longer than that. It's going really close to a month strong at this point.
Wow, all right.
That's
why I'll let you talk about it, because you know it.
You know, Zack Ryder slinging insults, calling him Skinner Jr.,
Hilarious.
Superfly, Adam Rose, save Adam Rose's physique, Adam Rose firing back with save Zack's hair, poking fun at Zack Ryder having a bald spot. You know, a lot of people actually are starting to turn and join the Rosebuds.
It's the Rosebuds versus the Zack Pack.
And so, yeah, and it was a really good match.
It was. There was a lot of really good back and forth action. Both these guys really playing off of each other. Both of them really getting their stuff in. Though, you know, Adam Rose, I feel like his heel turn is kind of like diminished some of his staples that he does in the ring, which we'll kind of get into when he has his match on NXT.
Spoiler alert.
A stark contrast between the two sides of Adam Rose. But yeah, him and Zack had a great match.
Good spots too. I like Zack Ryder set up for the broski boot, and Adam Rose slid out of the ring, but Zack Ryder broski booted through the ropes.
Yes,
and still got Adam Rose.
Yeah.
But eventually the fighting on the outside ended up leading to Zack Ryder's demise. Zack Ryder would toss Adam Rose in the ring, and as he was getting back into the ring, Rose would grab him and hit him with a party foul.
Yeah, party foul through the ropes. Adam Rose gets the win. So yeah, I'm hoping for.
And both these guys have vowed to eliminate each other in the honor of the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So we'll see what happens there. I'm voting double elimination.
I'm down for that. Then we'd have.
And if you're not, I got 2 words for you.
Summer Rae.
Nope.
Would take on Paige.
Click next.
Summer Rae would take on Paige.
Summer Rae came out, we got worried.
Yeah, we're like, oh, don't let it be Cameron. Don't let it be Eva Marie. And we were saved by the fact that Kevin Hawk's wife, Paige, would come out. This went longer than I expected it to.
Yeah.
I was calling for the end early.
And, it was a very Paige-heavy match.
Yes. Summer got the advantage like once. And was
it was towards the end.
She was being a catty twat.
Paige taking out her aggressions over the fact that she was basically screwed out of the Divas Championship when Brie interfered. Mm-hmm. Obviously disgruntled over that, so taking her aggressions out on Summer Rae.
Yeah.
Summer Rae only really took the advantage towards the end of the match for about 2 minutes.
Didn't last long.
Before she had to tap out to the Scorpion Crosslock.
That she did.
And, good looking showing for Summer Rae, though.
Yeah.
She's doing, all her moves are really clean.
Yeah, when she's given a chance like this to go against, someone who is as good as Paige, Summer Rae does flourish in a situation like that. It's just, she doesn't always get that opportunity. And then in our main event, speaking of flourishing, the Ascension would take on the Usos in the main event of main event.
Definitely, in my opinion, the Ascension's best showing since the New Age Outlaws.
Absolutely. I think this might have even been longer than their match against the Outlaws.
It was definitely longer than their Outlaws match.
They got a good 15, almost maybe 20 minutes of main event. The Ascension had to work in this match, and
absolutely,
and that's really what put it over the top. Is that's what the Ascension have to do now. They have to work because their promos got them fucking canned right off the bat.
Yeah.
And they're really starting at square one at this point. And they need to do all they can to try and get the bad taste that they've left in people's mouths out by having good matches like this. And the Usos played off of them very well.
Yeah, and to me it's really refreshing too, because even as far back as you can remember them in NXT, you still never had them having these kind of matches in NXT.
No, because they were usually squashing people.
Yeah, in NXT, way more believable. In NXT, everybody sold it way better. So it's just one of those.
Smaller.
It's one of those things where the transition didn't take, and so now they got to find something else that works. And it's taken them a long time to get there, but I think they're finally getting there. They had the match last week with the Primetime players where they had to put their effort in, and now they're having that match with the Usos where they have to put their effort in. So hey, here we go. We're taking a step back from trying to make the Ascension look like an undefeatable team to making the Ascension look like a credible team.
Yeah, and the Ascension had some really good spots where it looked like they were going to win. Connor had some big slams. We had Victor hitting the STO, which he does flawlessly. I love that move. And, there were some legit times that you thought, okay, the Ascension might actually pick up a win over the Usos, which would be interesting since they just recently lost the tag titles. Mm-hmm. But the Usos would ultimately get the win. Connor would get tossed out of the ring. Victor would get hit with the super kick. Usos would tag. Jay, I believe, would dive onto Connor, while we have Jimmy do the Superfly Splash onto Victor, giving the Usos the win. Naomi was out there in her Uso dress, cheering them on. A good win for the Usos, a great match for the Ascension, and that ended main event.
Main event's done.
We're going to move on to Lucha Underground, where we're getting some build Alberto really wants to face Tejano.
Yeah, and for
Dario
some reason,
Cueto
Dario Cueto wants to throw him all the jobbers.
Yeah, Ricky
Which
Mandel,
I
B.
I thought all these guys were on the injured list after their matches with...
Pentagon Jr.'s been taking these guys out.
So, I mean, at this point...
Dario's just trying to fuck with Alberto at this point.
Yeah.
But, Alberto is very...
He's persuasive.
He's
in the way he remodeled it.
Yeah, he just
Dario's
takes
desk.
everything and just... I want Tejano. And he goes, you know what? That sounds like a pretty good main event. We'll go ahead and do that. So we know that our main event will be Alberto El Patron taking on Tejano. Our first match of the night, though, would be Mil Muertes taking on Phoenix. This is a storyline that's been building for a few weeks now. Actually, it's been building for a while since Aztec Warfare, or just before Aztec Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix has been...
He's been the only real thorn in the side of Mil Muertes.
Yeah, he's...
the only person to beat him one-on-one.
And he's stolen his girlfriend.
Yeah, so this was basically the story of Mil Muertes taking his aggression out on Phoenix.
And he did.
The one thing in my head that stands out is just ramming Phoenix's head into the apron and over again.
Yeah.
When they were on the outside.
Super brutal.
They teased that Mil Muertes was going to dive. That would have been exciting.
Phoenix didn't let that happen, though.
No. He came in with a rolling somersault cutter.
Yes.
Which was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But yeah, it was a decent back and forth match. We had Phoenix go to the top rope for the 450, but then Muertes jumped up and gave him the code breaker off of the
holy crap,
top rope, which was awesome.
That was the move that actually I think ended up bringing Katrina out.
Yeah, Katrina came out and Muertes ends up friggin' basically saying, "Hey, guess what? This new guy you're interested in, screw you." Flatliners him, pins him, and then he tries to get Katrina to come in and lick of death on the Phoenix. It doesn't happen. So he's pissed.
Yeah,
so he's gonna do that whole bit where he grabs her by the throat again.
Yeah, like goozles her, brings her up over the rope, and throws her into the corner. At which point she drops the stone that she carries around. It's Mil Muertes' reminder of the earthquake that he was in, that he survived. Phoenix ends up grabbing the rock and bashing Muertes in the head with it.
Then he hits the windmill kick.
Yeah.
And then Katrina licks a lot of him.
Yeah, she starts from the belly button and works her way all the way up, and then she meets up with Phoenix.
I was nervous this was going somewhere uncomfortable. And not appropriate for television.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it was on television kind of set my mind at ease. So yeah.
What's going to happen.
I still love Katrina. I want to be Mil Muertes. I want to be Phoenix. I want to be that little rock that she carries around.
Weird. Moving on.
We had a weird little vignette of Conan. Revenge is coming.
Conan in the rain.
Yes. It was I love these vignettes that they do.
This one was definitely the most vague.
Yeah.
It showed a little video of when Cage attacked him after the match with Puma.
The quote being look weak,
appear weak when you are strong.
Yeah. Deception mostly.
Yeah. Which is Conan's biggest art of war. So, I mean, at this point, they have that bit at the end where they say, Conan, revenge is coming, and he swings his cane around, and he gives that really intense stare at the camera. And I'm really hoping that this means we're going to have Conan versus Cage at some point.
You will mark the hell out.
I will. Back in my early days as a youngster watching the Monday Night Wars, Conan was one of my favorite guys on WCW. Absolutely. I do not know why, other than the fact that, he was the first person who I saw as a hybrid lucha libre wrestler and American style wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, you had the cruiserweight guys in WCW, but they were the lucha libre style, the Juventudes, the Rey Mysterios. But Conan really brought the combination together. So I want to see Conan hit the ring at some point. Highly unlikely, but never say never.
Next up, we'd have Ivelisse complaining that she feels like she should be a #1 contender for the Lucha Underground Championship
Because she's done what?
Because she beat Angelico
once.
And Dario says, well, the only reason you beat him was because Son of Havoc got involved.
And this, I thought, was the awkward part I thought about this is the fact that Angelico was in the office at the same time. Like, you don't usually volunteer to show up at the office with your...
I'm guessing what happened is we came in halfway through this conversation. Like, Angelico was asking for something. Ivelisse storms in and goes, you don't need to talk to this guy. I should be the one... I should be getting a championship match because I beat him, blah, blah, blah. So Dario makes a match for next week. We're getting Ivelisse versus Angelico. Special guest referee will be Son of Havoc.
So this seems very one-sided.
Well, if it could be one-sided, but at the same time, if Dario's watching closely enough, if Son of Havoc gives an obvious win to Ivelisse, she doesn't really earn it, which is the whole thing, is she needs to prove herself that she's worthy of being a contender for anything.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. We have another little backstage thing. Puma is back in kind of a training...
Hitting the punching bag, hitting the heavy bag, kicking it.
Alberto comes in, starts talking to him, telling him that he's a great talent and everything. He fought for the Lucha Underground Championship, but now he's going against Cage, and if he keeps that championship when he goes against Cage, Alberto's coming for it.
Yeah.
So Alberto's staking his claim for the Lucha Underground Championship. Then we had probably one of the most one-sided matches we could possibly think of in Lucha Underground. The winner getting a 3-on-1 handicap match against the Crew. Big Rick taking on Sexy Star.
Sexy Star, so determined to win this match.
She tried so hard.
Man, it's like a match between a marshmallow and a brick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not saying that Sexy Star is a marshmallow.
She starts off like one.
It's the thing, is no matter how hard you throw a marshmallow at a brick, the brick is still going to squish the marshmallow if you throw the brick at the marshmallow. So Rick tried to be as gentle as he could.
He gave Sexy Star a couple options. He told her to leave. He told her to stay out of the ring and get counted out.
So asked her to lay down at the beginning of the match.
Yeah. He gave her a couple options. He did not want to...
She kept hitting him. There's one time where he charged her in the corner. That was like Rick's the only thing that looked like he was really going to actually...
Yeah, he was like going to do the corner clothesline.
And then he picks her up for at the end, he picks her up for the Uranagi, his rock bottom suplex type move that he does. And rather than slamming her down, he actually sets her down gently and both hands presses her shoulders against the mat. And she can't get up. She's strong, but she's not Big Rick strong.
It's 110 pounds versus like
300 pounds.
300 pounds. It's a very stark contrast. But this brings the Crew out. The Crew commence a 3-on-1 beatdown on Rick. Sexy Star gets involved. She kind of ends up getting she ends up getting knocked out with the 3D lung blower.
Yeah.
The death code. And then it turns into a 3-on-1 beatdown on Rick again, and they try to take out his other eye. We have Cortez comes in with a kendo stick, trying to is going to jam
him in the eye.
He ends up getting kicked. Cisco and Bale get brought into the ring. And
they get a double clothesline.
Yeah,
but they bail. The Crew bails.
Yeah, they don't stick around long enough to get complete.
Yeah, they weren't in any hurry to get beat up.
No, not at all. So yeah, Big Rick next week possibly is getting his 3-on-1 handicap match against the Crew. We did kind of talk about this could potentially turn into another 6-person, adding Sexy Star and another person. Not really sure who that third person would be, but we'll have to wait and see how it builds from here. Then we have our main event where Tejano would take on Alberto El Patron. I personally, I like the match, but I wasn't as emotionally invested in it because I don't really know the history between these two, even though they did a little video package for it. The match didn't interest me like the rest of Lucha Underground does.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It's trying to bring something in that's a foreign entity. And it happens a lot in wrestling where you get like a wrestler from a different area comes in and joins in, and you just kind of get that idea, okay, here's the possibilities you have to run with this wrestler, but you never get really, we're not even just bringing over a wrestler, we're bringing over a feud from, a different place.
From the mother promotion of Lucha Underground, AAA.
Yeah. So, it's kind of a thing that, the people who keep track of AAA will be invested in this match, but the people who are strictly only following Lucha Underground are kind of less invested. And that even, showed in the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd kind of got into it more towards the end. They were into it initially, but it just kind of broke down into a... it was just...
It became that match where the crowd starts chanting random things, which has not happened on Lucha Underground.
They chanted for the referee.
Yeah.
Marty Elias. So good for you.
Yeah.
Reaching that SmackDown fame again. Tejano ends up winning by disqualification.
Yeah, Dario snaps and starts beating him up with his own bull rope.
Yep. And that's how we end the match there. We have one last little vignette. We have a conversation going on between King Cuerno and Dario Cueto. King Cuerno...
wearing a cowboy outfit.
Yes, he was looking very... I'm sure he owns a ranch, probably, based on that outfit. Yes. Or he frequents a lot of country bars.
Something, but it wasn't what we were used to seeing. I'm used to the cape and deer head crown.
Yeah, no, he had a cowboy hat, he had a dress shirt on, but was still wearing the mask. And we find out that next week, we're getting Dario Cueto has made Johnny Mundo versus King Cuerno in a steel cage match.
Yeah, awesome. Getting our first real big gimmicky match in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had our Rumbles and stuff like that, but this is definitely the biggest as far as bringing an outside something in and making it a big deal.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.